welcome to Homeschooling with Hera. Hope you all are doing great. In today's video, we shall learn all about although, and especially we shall learn how to teach although to our kids. Although is a conjunction that we need to teach to our second graders for sure. And if you want to teach it after that, or if you want to learn it for yourself, you are not confident in using this conjunction, this video is just for you. So let's have a quick look at the lesson objectives, what we will be learning here. First of all, we will see that which type of conjunction is although, because conjunctions are of different types. They are coordinate conjunction, subordinate, and then correlative. So from which group does although belong to? Secondly, we'll see that what does although mean? What is the meaning of although? When should we use it? If we are using although, so how it will change the meaning of our sentence, right? Next, we will see that how to use although in a sentence. It means that I'll be teaching you the sentence structure for using although. Okay, we just cannot use although anywhere. We need to have a proper sentence structure where we can use although, right? And after learning all this, what you will get, you will be confident in using although in your sentences, and along with that, you will also be confident in teaching the use of although to your kids, especially to your second graders. So if you are into this topic, be with me to the end of the video. And if you are new to my channel, let me tell you that this channel is just for you. If you are interested in English phonics, English spelling rules, English grammar, English creative writing, and above all, how to teach all this stuff to your little ones in multi-sensory ways. So consider subscribing to the channel, turn on your bell notification, and without any further ado, let's dive in. Okay, so here is our first question, that which type of conjunction is although? Although is a subordinate conjunction, which means it happens to be in a subordinate or dependent clause. Now, if you don't know about clauses, what are the different types of clauses, you will find a video in the description box below. Right now, I'll be giving you some insight about subordinate clauses, but you can go watch that video to get confident about this grammar concept, that what are clauses, right? So, although is used in subordinate clauses and it is a subordinate conjunction. Let's see what are subordinate clauses. Subordinate or dependent clause is a clause that doesn't convey the complete meaning of the sentence, and it cannot stand alone too. For example, I was busy when you rang me. Okay, I was busy when you rang me. I was busy when you called me. In this sentence, if I break this sentence into two parts, so I get this part, I was busy, it's here. And the second part is when you rang me, this is here. If I simply add a full stop, a period here after I was busy, you can see that this is a complete sentence. I was busy, right? But can I make this part of sentence a complete sentence? When you rang me, can I put a full stop and a capital letter here? And are these words making a sentence or conveying a complete idea? When you rang me, when you rang me. It's not giving a complete sense, which means that this part is dependent on something else. We cannot write a sentence with when you rang me to make it a sensible sentence. Now let's read these two things together. I was busy when you rang me. Since this part of our sentence cannot stand alone, cannot stand on its own, we called it the dependent clause or the subordinate clause, right? And since this part of the sentence can stand alone, it can convey the complete meaning of something, so we will say that this is an independent clause, right? So if you want to learn all this, please check out the video in the description box. I have given the explanation in quite simple words. You will easily understand it, and later you can teach this to your kids too. Now we are moving ahead, and I hope that you have got the concept of dependent and independent clause, right? So let's come back to this slide. Although is a subordinate conjunction, which means it happens to be in a subordinate clause. I have given you this example with when because it is easier to understand. When is also a subordinate conjunction. In the next example, I will give you the examples using although, and then you will see that how although is working in the sentences and subordinate clauses, right? Let's check out the next thing, which is telling us about what does although mean. So although means regardless of something or in spite of. And this is also worth remembering that although is used to connect contradictory information in two clauses. Means if you have a positive information and you are connecting a negative information with this, right? If this is the contradictory information, you can use the word although. Although means regardless of. Although mean in spite of. To understand this further, here are some examples for you. The first example is saying, I didn't feel fresh, although I had a good nap. Now look at this. I didn't feel fresh. This is our independent clause. Now we are connecting a contradictory information with this with the help of although. Although I had a good nap. How this information is contradictory? Because if you have a good nap, you usually feel fresh, right? But here the writer is saying, or the sentence is telling us, that even after or regardless of having a good nap, okay, regardless of having a good nap, someone is not feeling fresh. I hope you have got my point. Now let's try to fix the word regardless in a sentence and see if it's making sense. I didn't feel fresh. Regardless, I had a good nap. So I just made this sentence to show you that how although means same as regardless. Okay, I didn't feel fresh. Regardless, I had a good nap. Hope this point is clear. What is the meaning of although and how do we use it? We use it for our contradictory information in a sentence. Now please keep watching because I'm going to share many more examples with you to make your concepts further firm, right? Here we are going to talk about how to use although in a sentence. This is a crucial thing. We should know how to use something. We know the meaning of although. We know that this is subordinate conjunction, but where should it stand in a sentence, right? Can you write it at the beginning of a sentence or maybe in the middle of a sentence or at the end? What is the right position? So we are going to learn all this from now on. So we can use although in the middle of a sentence, or we can start with it too, right? Although can come in the middle, and we can also begin our sentence with although. For example, although I wanted to eat some cake, I didn't eat. Maybe someone is on diet, right? So although I wanted to eat some cake, I didn't eat. So these two parts of the sentences are contradictory to each other. You want to do something, but you are not doing it, right? And we are connecting it with although. This part of the sentence is your dependent clause or subordinate clause. That's why we have a subordinating conjunction here. This is independent. I didn't eat. It's a complete sentence, right? Now let's see this one. I didn't eat the cake, although I wanted to eat. Here we used although at the beginning of the sentence, and here we are using it in the middle of the sentence. Both of these sentences have same meaning, so we can use although in either way. I didn't eat the cake, although I wanted to eat. Got it? So both of these formations or sentence constructions are correct. But to make it more precise, more clear, I have written it like this. So you can just copy it down in your notes and can follow the same structure. Now, let me just explain it a little further. Although should be followed by a subject and a verb in a sentence. This is again something important because we have some other conjunctions too, like in spite of or despite or though. All these conjunctions are used to show the contradictory information. Okay, but how to use them, what will be the sentence structure, it differs in all these conjunctions. So in today's video, since we are only talking about although, so I'm going to give you the sentence structure of although and how it should be used, right? So let's check this out, that if you are using the conjunction although, it should be followed by a subject. A subject must be a noun or pronoun and a verb. And the second most important thing that you need to remember, that although begins the dependent clause or subordinate clause, okay, because this is a subordinating conjunction. So the structure would be something like this: although at the beginning, dependent clause, a comma in the middle. If you are using although at the beginning, you need to have a comma after your dependent clause, and then you will write the independent clause. On the other hand, what you can do, independent clause at the beginning, although in the middle, no comma at all, and then your dependent clause. With although, you will always write the dependent clause, right? To see it in examples, let's check this out. I failed, right? This is something that happened. I failed although I studied harder. So this is my independent clause. Then I have although in the middle and the dependent clause. I'm writing independent here, although dependent clause. Okay, now I'm beginning with although. So after although it was freezing, this is the dependent clause. We drank cold coffee. We need to have a comma here. And this is the independent clause. Got it? So although it was freezing, comma, we drank cold coffee. This will be our sentence structure. And as I told you that we have a subject and a verb after although, check this out. Although, we have a subject and a verb. In all the previous examples, you can also counter check it if I have used the same thing or something else. The next thing that I want to share with you is a tip that will help you in finding out the dependent clause. Actually, use although with the action that happened before or first. What does it mean? Let's see this example again. I failed although I studied harder. Now this is an action, failed, and this is another action, studied. Can you find out that what happened first? Did someone fail first or did someone study first? Someone studied first. So this is our first action. This happened before, and this is our second action. Okay, so although is used with the action that happened before or first. I failed, it is a recent action, although I studied harder. It's the past. This is also past, but this is recent past and this is the old past. First I studied harder, then I failed. Okay, in this example as well, although it was freezing, right? This is what is the first thing that is happening. Although it was freezing, we drank cold coffee. This is the first action, this is the second action. So in your mind, whenever you are making sentences or you are teaching kids to make sentences, tell them to think wisely that what happened before, and it will help them a lot too. Now the last thing is here. I am sharing with you a quick test. Here are some sentences written. They all are complete sentences. I didn't have many, I helped him. But what you need to do, you need to connect these two sentences using the conjunction although. Now, if you can do it, write down the answers in the comment box. Let me see if you have got it. And if you want to give it to your kids, just write these sentences, tell them how will you connect, what will be the sentence structure. If you want to get the worksheets around although or any other grammar topic or spelling rule or phonics or creative writing topics, do visit my website, that is homeschoolingwithhera.com. You will find the link to my website in the description box. This is all for today. Hope you have got something useful. If yes, so please hit the like button. If haven't subscribed, subscribe to the channel. I'll see you soon with something new. Take care. Bye for now. And don't forget to make it a great day. Bye.